fucking awesome.
Ho 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 ho, and welcome to another episode of the Journey of Your Life. And today is a special dark episode because, well, it's almost Christmas. And before we're going to celebrate, woohoo, Santa Claus coming to town, I'm going to talk to you about another happy subject. Yes, and another happy subject, of course, is fear. Oh, really? You need to talk about fear? Yes, I need to talk about fear. Maybe you ask me why. Well, fear is kind of the thing that crushes dreams, right? Fear can ruin lives. Fear can stop you from doing the things that you would like to do the most. So I think, talking about fear, that's pretty important. And it's also what they say, how goes that saying? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Well, I don't know about you, but fear is no friend of mine. So I like to know a lot more about fear so I can deal with it when he knocks on my door. So let's talk about fear. So basically there are two kinds of fears, you could say. Well, actually there are 6, but we're going to talk about that in a different video. But there are 2 types of fear that I want to talk about today. And the first one is the fear of losing the things that you are attached to. So let me elaborate. During our life, we collect a lot of things. It can be cars and houses and boats and clothes and jewelry and even people, And there's a risk that we identify ourselves with our possessions. So by losing those possessions, we might lose the idea we have about ourselves. So we have the fear of losing the things that we are attached to. Now, the other thing that we fear is the fear of losing control, which is kind of an interesting one. And it's obvious as well, because, we want to be in control of our lives, right? We want to be in control of our lives. So if we would lose control of our lives, that basically would mean that we would no longer be living in the world we know, but we would be stepping into the unknown. And we don't know what's going to happen in the unknown. So now there are a lot of people who actually are more comfortable in a shitty situation they know than stepping into the unknown that can improve the quality of your life. I know it sounds a bit weird, but that's how our brain works. And, and maybe you've seen this symbol, the yin and yang symbol. The black and the white part, and the black part stands for chaos, and the white part stands for order. So you could call that order, kind of control. But there's also like this black dot in order, right? So you can have control of your lives, but it can change like that. Something can happen and it can change your life in a second. And we all know those stories, right? So stepping into the unknown, so basically losing control, can also be a good thing. There is this saying, this Latin saying that goes, in sterquilis invenitur, which means something like, in filth it will be found. And that means something like, that which you most need can be found where you least want to look. So actually stepping into the unknown can turn out to be quite a good thing. But fear mostly happens in our minds, right? I mean, fear creates amazing fiction writers. It makes fiction writers out of us, There is more fear in our mind than there is in our reality. And also you can ask yourself a question when you encounter fear is, do I control the outcome of that fear? So what do I mean with that? Well, let me give you an example. Imagine you would go to the doctor for your annual checkup, and the doctor says, well, you've been smoking too much, you've been drinking too much, you gained 25 pounds, your blood pressure is through the roof. If you don't change the way you live, you'll be dead in 24 months. So, that could raise immediately the fear of death or the fear of severe illness. But in this case, you can control the outcome. You can go on a diet, you can stop drinking, stop smoking, go to the gym, and you can improve the quality of your life, and the fear will go away. Also we identify ourselves with our fears. We say things like, I am scared, I am afraid. But if you would change that into, I feel scared, I feel afraid, you're creating a little bit of distance between you and the fear or the things that you're scared of. Also, we tend to focus on what ifs. What if this thing happens and then this will happen, and oh my God, I'm lost, I'm doomed, and it's going to be, my whole life is destroyed. Instead of focusing on what if, we should try to focus on what is the current situation. And also fear, it can just, appear like that into your life. It's like it comes knocking on your door and you open the door and boom, there it is. Your whole life is into chaos, no more control, fear is taking possession of your life. Well, instead of looking at it like that, imagine if you could look at fear like this mystery guest, this uninvited mystery guest. And instead of screaming at it and walking away and trying to push it away and shutting the door on it, invite it in. Be curious. Acknowledge its presence. Start to talk with it. Make friends with it even. And, ask what fear wants. Because what if fear is trying to tell you something and you're trying to push it away, then you're not going to receive the message. And also talk with your friends about it, tell them what you are feeling, and maybe they can shed some light on it as well. And also, if this mystery guest enters your life, you are in charge. You have the choice to be in charge or let that fear control you. So you can gain more confidence by controlling that mystery guest, so to speak. So, and if that doesn't help, you can always take out a piece of paper. You make 3 columns. And in the first column, you would write down, what do I fear? What can go wrong? Okay. In the second column, you would write down, what can I do to prevent it? And in the third column, you will write down, what can I do to recover? What can I do if it does happen? So, and by writing down these things when you're still in a calm state, you can deal with it with a clear mind instead of when it comes banging on your door and you're afraid to open the door. So anyways, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. So next time you have to, you have to answer the door and fear is knocking at your door. Well, at least now you know a little bit more how to deal with it. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the holidays and see you in the next one. Much love. Bye-bye.